One more. Good. Keep the head. Roll under the bed.
Slide over here. Slide over here. You drop on the shots like this. You go here. Here. Here.
If I get him where I need him to be, he's gonna sleep for sure. Soften him up.
Floyd Mayweather has officially reunited with Gervonta "Tank" Davis for what insiders are calling one of the most intense training sessions of his career. This comes as Davis prepares for his explosive clash against Jake Paul, a fight that has already captured the world's attention. Despite their well-documented ups and downs in the past, Mayweather seems laser-focused on one goal: sharpening Tank into his most dangerous form yet.
Fans, the real ones that know that this is no easy fight. He's very skilled, and I'm gonna go on the line and say this may be the most skillful person that Tank has faced thus far.
I just don't want to look bad come fight night. My biggest fear has been embarrassed, especially in front of like all these people, like worldwide. Then you be like, come this mean for that, like, you know? Like, I ain't got time for that. I'm not trying to go out and get my butt kicked.
Fans across the boxing world are buzzing over Mayweather's involvement, believing his presence alone injects an unmatched level of experience into the camp. Many see Floyd's mentorship as the ultimate advantage, especially against an unpredictable opponent like Jake Paul, who thrives on chaos and pressure. This reunion has reignited excitement and speculation, proving this isn't just another celebrity crossover. This is a fight that demands attention, preparation, and legacy on the line. The stakes feel higher than ever, and everyone senses it.
Just want things right now. They want to see nothing but excitement. They want to be entertained. They don't want to pay a lot of money to come to a fight to watch two guys just jab, jab, jab.
When it comes to training, Gervonta Davis is known for pushing his body to the limit. This camp has been no exception. Footage from inside the gym shows him exploding through pad sessions, tightening his defensive movement, and perfecting his footwork to a level fans have never seen before. His coaches report that Tank's precision and timing are razor-sharp, and his endurance has reached new heights. Every combination he throws is delivered with intent to destroy. His agility allows him to glide around the ring like a shadow, effortlessly changing angles and evading punches. Behind that composure is a simple message from his team: no mistakes, no mercy. Tank is approaching this fight as if his reputation depends on it. And perhaps it does. His mantra remains the same: stay ready, stay hungry, stay dangerous. Leonard Ellerbe, one of the key figures behind Davis's rise, speaks with absolute conviction when he says, "No one delivers like Tank." According to Ellerbe, Tank isn't just a boxer, he's an experience. Every time he steps into the ring, fans expect fireworks, not formality. He fights to entertain, to dominate, and to give people something unforgettable. Fans don't pay to see friendly sparring, Ellerbe reminds us. They come for knockouts, intensity, and danger. Tank's highlight reel finishes have made him a global spectacle. Each victory becomes a viral moment that defines this generation of boxing. And now, with Jake Paul standing across from him, Tank has another opportunity to remind the world why he's the sport's most electrifying fighter.
Things right now, they want to see nothing but excitement. They want to be entertained. They don't want to pay a lot of money to come to a fight to watch two guys just jab, 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 grab, jab, grab. Again, that's why Tank Davis is the most exciting fighter in the entire world, because he gives the fans exactly what they want.
And speaking of familiarity, you mentioned that earlier. This is somewhat of a familiar foe in Oscar De La Hoya via Ryan Garcia, Floyd Mayweather, Tank Davis. There's some old connotations there. How much is Mayweather Promotions and PBC looking to deal a blow to the Golden Boy brand by knocking out their stalwart in Ryan Garcia?
Oh, that's happening. That's happening. And then again, it's always good. You know, it's great. It'll be great for Tank.
Not everyone sees the fight through the same lens. Veteran boxer Paulie Malignaggi has voiced serious concern about what matchups like this mean for boxing's future. In his eyes, fights such as Davis versus Paul blur the line between sport and spectacle. Malignaggi argues that boxing, once built on decades of discipline, pride, and competitive equality, is slowly morphing into an industry driven by fame and money. If wins aren't earned against equals, he says, then the knockout means nothing. He believes that the sport's true fans, those who respect skill, strategy, and heart, feel betrayed when entertainment outweighs integrity. In discussions with Chris Algieri, Malignaggi made one thing clear: boxing needs to protect its foundation. Otherwise, it risks becoming more about views than victories.
Knockouts, dude. Knockouts. People like knockouts. They don't care if you're knocking out cab drivers. Look at Jake Paul's career.
You can manufacture that though. You can manufacture that though. You can manufacture. You
can't manufacture.
To a
Gervonta
degree,
Davis.
you can. To a degree. I mean, you can't. Yeah,
Frank Martin.
Gervonta legitimately cannot get knockouts. I agree. He can punch, but there's a lot of limited knockout artists though, man.
He's one of the least active punchers in the game with the highest knockout percentage of current heavyweight.
But if he was a real knockout artist,
current champions.
If he was a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best of the best. Felix Trinidad was a knockout artist. He was knocking out the best of the best. If you're a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best and show us how he smokes them. But the way we did when Felix Trinidad was doing it. You know, the way they did it when Mike Tyson was doing it in his prime. Okay, say what you want about the Mike Tyson era. He knocked out everyone from 1986 to 1989. Everyone got knocked out. Everyone.
Well, by your standard, you could say that Tyson was to a degree manufactured.
No, because he fought everyone that was there. Everyone that was there.
Teddy Ellis will 100% agree with this.
With the expense
of
Witherspoon.
We're afraid of him.
With the exception of Witherspoon. No, but they all doesn't matter. He knocked them all out. There was nobody you could say in that era except maybe Witherspoon, who had contract issues with King at the time. Except for Witherspoon, there is nobody Tyson didn't fight in that era. He knocked them all out. You can't say like, oh, but if he would have fought that guy, I don't know. No, with Davis, there's guys right now that have been hanging around for years. Yo, dude, when are you gonna fight them? The lightweight division was stacked with talent. Even at 130, it had a lot of talent when he was there. Didn't fight almost any of them. So it's not the same thing as the Tyson era. You want to say anything about Tyson era? Fine. It wasn't as high level or something. He still knocked out everyone. There was nobody there in that era that you could say Tyson didn't fight.
Didn't say it was related. It was the same as the Tyson era. Didn't say it at all. I was actually going to say the opposite when you talk about Trinidad.
As the fight draws near, one name keeps reappearing: Floyd Mayweather. His influence over boxing refuses to fade. Even after retirement, Floyd finds ways to stay in the headlines, and whispers about his potential clash with Mike Tyson only fuel that flame. Analysts believe Floyd's involvement in Tank's camp is about more than helping a fighter, it's about reminding the world that he still runs the game. For Mayweather, it's not about money anymore. It's about legacy and control. By aligning himself with Tank in this media-dominating matchup, Floyd ensures that the spotlight never strays too far. Whether the Tyson rumors materialize or not, one truth remains: Floyd Mayweather still commands the stage.
Many celebrities and so many people that are known, where you can get somebody and they can sell tickets to events. That's what kicked off the social media influence boxing that Jake Paul was birthed from. Now we're in a vacuum. So there's going to be a lot of conversation about that and continuing to do that. In this particular video, though, I want to get into the mind of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and why Floyd Mayweather Jr. would do this. There is the money, but there's also the competitive nature of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and him not wanting to have other people think that they're a bigger star than he is. Floyd Mayweather Jr. has not been able to really launch his star outside of the sport of boxing, so he continues to do exhibitions. Now, what I think is that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is announced it at this point in time with Mike Tyson in order to take advantage of the publicity heading into the Gervonta Davis, Jake Paul fight, which is, I do believe, set for November. So now that they have all the publicity and all that stuff coming out from that, he's going to piggyback on it and then try to have it in the beginning of next year sometime and actually make it a bigger event than Gervonta versus Jake Paul. And it probably will be. And the reason that I say that is because of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is bigger than Floyd. Let me say Mike Tyson. I think Mike Tyson's bigger than Floyd Mayweather. I still think his name is bigger than Floyd Mayweather, even though I know Floyd has made more money in the pay-per-views. And I think that had a lot to do with, again, social media area and otherwise. But the combination of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mike Tyson, and the question about what is going to happen.
Eddie Hearn, one of boxing's most respected promoters, has offered a more cautious perspective. He agrees that entertainment is essential, but warns that when hype starts replacing merit, the sports foundation weakens. If social media fame becomes the new ranking system, Hearn says, then the meaning of a world-class fight will disappear. He admits that Tank vs. Jake is a fun crossover event, great for viewership and business, but emphasizes that it shouldn't set the standard for future matchups. Boxing must remain boxing, he insists. If we start building fights on viral moments instead of skill, we lose what makes this sport real. His words echo across the industry, a reminder that excitement should never come at the cost of authenticity.
To a global business with investment and potential floats, and it's been a great challenge.
Away from that, obviously the DAZN deal is up next year. Are those talks underway to extend, or are you looking elsewhere? What can you tell me?
Yeah, no, they are. I mean, we're very happy with DAZN. I think what they've enabled us to do is to really have the global ambition and global strategy that I wanted, and that was really a big part of my mindset moving forward in boxing. We know there's a lot of other platforms out there that might have had broadcast deals end, that would be looking to replace those people, and we are very well respected in the space. I don't think it would be difficult for us to walk into another broadcast deal, but we're very happy with DAZN as partners, and as I said, the strategic element of that. I mean, when we talk about the power list and stuff like that, we have international deals with DAZN in multiple markets, and obviously particularly the US market, which makes us unique as a business. And I actually believe that DAZN are in a fantastic place, particularly in the US market right now. And we are in deep talks to extend that relationship, and we're very happy with our broadcast partner.
Eddie, just whilst I've got you, obviously just a few things I'd like an update on. Last time we spoke, Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul seemed to be the front runner for you guys. Now we're getting Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. What can you tell me about that? What can you tell me about why Jake and Anthony has maybe been put to the side for now? Yeah,
they always told us that it was, we were looking at that fight for February of next year, and they always said that there was a chance that Jake would fight in November. I think, wasn't I the one that broke Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis 6 months ago or something? I knew that they'd agree that deal. I didn't know they were about to announce it then. But I did know that they'd agreed that deal previously. So I don't like it, if I'm honest. I mean, I think we need to really differentiate between boxing and an entertainment concept, and that's what that is. It's a freak show, it's entertainment, it's a lightweight fighting a cruiserweight, with, I don't know, is it bigger gloves and certain minutes per round? I don't know what it is, but I understand the market, and I understand this freak show shock kind of the world mentality of people potentially tuning in. Is that a step too far? Maybe. I mean, I hated Jake Paul against Mike Tyson, but it did massive numbers. I hate Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis. It'll probably do massive numbers. So that's when you really have to differentiate yourself between, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it isn't going to do good business. Now, whether you want to be involved with it is another kettle of fish. I don't want to be involved with it, but I do respect the fact that it's going to do big numbers. It's just not boxing. And I don't think we should promote it as boxing.
In the meantime then, Eddie, where does that leave you with Anthony Joshua? Are you exploring other options for the end of this year, or are you still looking at that fight for the beginning?
Yeah, no, we're not interested in the Jake Paul fight right now after that. I mean,
The Wade Concept, a popular combat sports analyst, dives into the psychological warfare that Jake Paul plays so well. According to Wade, Jake isn't just a showman, he's a master manipulator of the fight business. Every bold statement, every luxury post, every headline, each one is part of a strategy designed to draw fighters into his world. Jake's gift isn't just throwing punches, it's generating attention. By turning criticism into opportunity, Jake forces elite fighters like Tank to engage with him. His taunts, arrogance, and business savvy make him impossible to ignore. The more people doubt him, the stronger his brand becomes. It's a dangerous mix of business and mind games, and so far, it's working perfectly.
Also, and again, Jake's only been boxing for 5, 6, 7 years now. It isn't necessarily far-fetched to try to have his own advantages when trying to fight other boxers that have been far more experienced than him, but this one's a little too much, right? This one is crazy because of the massive weight difference. It doesn't make a ton of sense. But again, as far as a sport fight is concerned, I want to make sure I make that clear. Again, this is not me hating on it, because I do think that both guys have been very upfront with what they're doing in this fight and what their goals are with these kind of events. But the narrative Jake's trying to create as if this is like proving anything for him fighting a real fighter when Gervonta is so much smaller than he is. It'll prove something in the fact that Jake is willing to put on great events, but it won't prove anything to the people that are asking him to fight a real fighter. I will say though, if Jake goes out and flatlines Gervonta, the casual audience that will say Gervonta smokes Jake completely and utterly, like it wouldn't even be close, that will change their minds a little bit. Not the people that know boxing, but the people that are going to watch this, the casual viewers that know the name Gervonta Davis and know the name Jake Paul. If he is to compete with Gervonta at all or look good in that fight, people will in some way accept that. Or they'll do the other thing where they just say the fight's rigged, which has never been the case, but you get what I'm saying. What Jake is doing is trying to convince a casual audience that he belongs in the ring with bigger names. If he's able to hurt Gervonta at all, that might actually do it.
The undefeated lightweight champion of the world.
With a record of 30-0, 28 knockouts.
And this one is over!
The brick
He's been
hand.
boxing since he was 5 years old and turned pro.
Showbiz, a well-known boxing commentator, argues that Tank's motivation runs deeper than a paycheck. While money always plays a role, this fight is personal. Tank is fighting for pride, respect, and validation. The addition of a knockout bonus only intensifies that hunger. For a fighter like Davis, that means one thing: no holding back. Every round becomes a hunt, every punch a message. Tank isn't coming to coast through 12 rounds. He's coming to dominate, to destroy, and to prove that he belongs in a different class. Losing isn't an option when legacy is on the line. This isn't about cash, it's about credibility.
Guys told me that Gervonta Tank Davis is just taking this fight for a payday. He's just trying to get to the bag. Well, you got the fight itself, which is a payday, and you got a KO bonus on top of that, a big bonus. That's what Jake Paul said.
They're gonna get a big, big bonus.
And they got a side bet of $2 million. Let's make it 2.
Y'all gonna shake on it?
Yeah.
Shake on it?
Shake $1 million.
2 mil? 2 mil? 2 mil. Let's do it. 2 mil. Go get a shake.
Oh, they're shaking left here.
2 mil.
There we go.
Oh my fuck.
Why not get the entire bet?
Analysts have been brutally honest about Jake Paul's odds, and most aren't optimistic. Gervonta Davis operates on an entirely different level. His timing, defense, and explosiveness are the kind of tools only years of elite competition can produce. He reads opponents like open books, punishing every hesitation with lightning speed. Jake may carry power, but he's entering a world far beyond his experience. Once Tank closes the distance, experts believe the fight could end in an instant. The difference between influencer boxing and world-class boxing might be exposed in the most devastating way possible: a single, perfectly placed punch.
Tank Davis look crazy, bro. Chilaquiles. Gervonta Tank Davis hitting a heavy bag in preparation for his Jake Paul fight November 14th down there in Florida. Man looks absolutely amazing. Man looks like a monster. Man looks like precision. Jake Paul cannot take those body shots. You mean to tell me somebody who done fought UFC fighters and a man with Parkinson's disease can take a body punch from Gervonta Tank Davis, and y'all basing y'all logic just because Jake Paul is big? No, Tank's gonna go ahead and put this man to sleep. I'm telling y'all that right now. If Tank don't put this man to sleep, he done let the black community down, he done let boxing down, and he ain't never been that nice. You Tank fans, y'all trying to give him a pass. If y'all said Tank is as skilled as y'all say he is, if he does not put Jake Paul to sleep and stop Jake Paul, his boxing career is absolutely voided. He already don't care about legacy, and just imagine he don't knock out Jake Paul, and now y'all want to say it's not a real fight, it's an exhibition. No, we not giving no passes, bro. This Gervonta Tank Davis, he needs to put Jake Paul to sleep. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, Jake Paul too big. No, Jake Paul chin ain't never been tested by somebody that hit as hard as Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank should put this man to sleep with ease. I'll say that respectfully. If you don't put him to sleep,
a 2-pack of ass. That shit stinks.
That's a 2-pack of ass at the highest level, and it's a musty energy at the highest level. Get it together. Get it together. Tank looks amazing. That's the Chilla Killer. Chilla Killers. Chilla.
Bernie the Boxer shares a fiery take, dismissing fans who cheer just because Tank's earning another massive payday. The money's not the story, he says. Tank's already rich. The story is, can he still deliver greatness? Bernie reminds everyone that boxing thrives on danger, not comfort. People don't tune in for bank balances. They tune in for battles that keep them on edge, where both fighters risk everything. That's what makes boxing alive, he says. Not contracts. Courage.
With Tank, and it's I kind of don't really care about the fight no more. It's starting to lose a little steam.
But I'm saying, I mean, if he stops Pitbull Cruz, right? I mean, don't you think that people would want to see, you know, Lamont and Tank more due to the fact that, you know, Tank had a hard time with Pitbull?
No, I think people just want to see Tank versus Lamont because Lamont, he had a hard time with Lamont. It's just like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. People just like controversy. People just like, you know what I'm saying? So people like to see finished business. You know, they don't want to leave it unfinished, and that's what the intrigue is. They want to people want to see finished business. So, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the intrigue of the fight, and it doesn't make no sense why they taking so fucking fight. You know, everybody keeps saying that, Tank getting the money, but is.
So now, the question falls to the fans. Does Mayweather's mentorship give Tank the unbeatable edge, or are we once again underestimating Jake Paul's ability to surprise the world? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.